Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today, we're here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we're talking about what are your flood insurance options. You know, in 2017, Myrtle Beach suffered a lot of flooding from Hurricane Florence, as did North Carolina and other areas. It's a lot of these properties that have flooded, people feel like they don't have options on. So today we want to talk exactly what those options are, or maybe your house has never flooded, what your options are, what flood zone you might be in. So we're going to talk about the different flood zones that are here in Myrtle Beach that you need to have a good understanding of. So first of all, let's talk about the different flood zones here in Myrtle Beach. You've got your flood zones V. These are your coastal areas, like we're standing right here. Now these are areas that are a certain distance within the water right behind us that can have a big impact on your flood insurance. Then you've got AE, which is considered the 100-year flood zone. Now this is really your highest area outside of coastal areas. And then you've got A, which many times does not have a base flood elevation. The two flood zones generally that are going to require flood insurance that you're going to have to be concerned with here in Myrtle Beach are going to be AE and VE, or V. Now, these are both areas that are in high-risk flooding areas. So we want to talk about what the different options are in this area. Well, you really have two options. You've got the National Flood Insurance Program, which you may already have a policy through, and then you got private market. You know, private flood insurance in the last 10 years has become very popular in coastal areas like Myrtle Beach because of the cost savings and because of the coverages. You know, some of these condos that are right here behind us want more than $500,000 in coverage. You know, they may want $20 million in coverage, and that's something the private market can provide in many situations. So when it comes to your flood insurance here in Myrtle Beach, you've got the National Flood Insurance Program and the private market. So which one do you qualify for? Well, remember, unless you have an FHA loan, you can do the private market for flood insurance, unless it comes to certain claims, and we're going to briefly talk about that. So let's say that your property flooded during Florence. Let's say it flooded one time before that. Maybe you're on what FEMA calls a severity loss list, severity property loss list. Then you're going to have to keep your flood insurance with the National Flood Insurance Program. However, maybe you've only had one loss, or maybe you've had two losses but have been less than $50,000 over the last 10 years. Then private market flood insurance might be an option for you. What you're going to have to do is check with each company on what their underwriting guidelines are when it comes to claims. So these are the two flood insurance options when it comes to Myrtle Beach. So when we're talking about AE zone or VE zone, you know, private flood insurance does right in both of these zones. Now, many times, the National Flood Insurance Program might actually be cheaper in the higher zones. It just depends on the situation, depends on what you're insuring for. But remember, if you've got a higher value home, you may want to look at private flood insurance if you don't already have it here in Myrtle Beach. The reason for that is, on residential properties, it does not max out at $250,000. On commercial properties, it does not max out $500,000. You can get a temporary living expense. You can get business loss and business interruption. So if you've got a rental property here that floods, you may be able to get loss of income. So these are the benefits of private flood. So these are what the flood insurance options are here in Myrtle Beach. So if you've got questions about flood insurance options here in Myrtle Beach, Myrtle's Inlet, Georgetown, all these areas along the coastal area, even Charleston, please reach out to us. floodinsuranceguru.com. Go to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, The Flood Insurance Guru, where we do these daily flood education videos. You can also give us a call, 205-451-4294. Remember, we have an educational background on flood mitigation, which means when crap happens, we can help you understand your flood insurance, your flood risks, and mitigating your property long term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums. Thank you.